So you'll be tagged. Uh-oh.
Mm-hmm.
First, I got to make sure it's even on there.
Can you
Yeah,
see?
this route's a little bit different. Oh, here we go. All right, let me go in and change it so I can. I'm going to tag you.
Take your time. Yeah. Can you hear me all right?
Yeah. Edit. Michael. There we go. Okay, so we got that. That's good. Yeah, I can hear you just fine. All right,
Okay,
so sweet. I want to. Why is it doing this? What do I describe? That's weird. Like this changes. Okay, we're still on, right? That was weird. There's a lot of weird electronic stuff going on. Yeah, we're back, everybody. Spread the word. Spread the word. Since we didn't use the normal route, let's see. Okay, that's is it on? Yeah, it's on. Okay, so we're on, and we got sound. We got Angel Divine, Slavica, Mary Cooper, Delia Flores, Paula Skelton, Nancy Hodges from down in the Sedona area, Renee Nay Harris, Sandra Rose, Heather Houston's back. Okay, yeah, we're back. So 27 people in the house. You guys, if you would, because we got a false start, if you would just share it to your page or to one group. We've been doing a real good job of staying above the algorithms at Facebook. So that's because y'all have been
playing.
Helping us a lot.
Playing games.
Huh? You good?
Have Facebook been stuck playing games, have they?
Yeah. They've been doing it well for 3 or 4 years. Every time we would start to take off, they'd start to suppress us. And then I went to this page because I had a SoulogyOneStudios page, and that would get up to about like 350 to 500,000 a week reach.
Wow!
And it squashes to 50,000. So nobody would get notifications. And then we started we did some in the Soulogy group, and that didn't work. Same thing. And then I said, well, let me try my page. And so that's what I did. I tried my page and worked pretty good for a while. And then I don't know. This is about 1,000 episodes, so I'd say probably at about 500, 600 episodes, they started going through a cycle of pushing us down. A lot of people write me and say that they don't get the notifications.
Okay.
But the replays have usually catch everything up. But it's all right. We're that's one thing I'm going to do after today. It's been a long month. I think there's been I want to say about 85 shows, 87 shows. It's been a lot of shows. I think it might even been more than that. I don't know. But anyway, yeah. So we're going to focus on this month trying to roll out our independent site. We had some hurdles to get through, and it's just been one thing after another. But everything feels aligned, so I'm excited about it. I'm not going to talk about it too much. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Soul Speaks 5D, and we got our brother Michael Muir back. He's pretty intense, magical, inspirational, raw. He's very raw, and very honest and real. So it's good to have you back, Michael. What's been going on?
Thank you. Well, so I think I spoke to you around Christmas time last time, just into the new year, and it felt quite an intense period. In fact, it feels like it's been pretty full on since the beginning of the year, for me personally, and I think many of the folks that I work with, both here in Australia and overseas and stuff. I mean, it does feel like there is quite a strong deepening into the self that has been really, I guess, well ramped up since the recent equinox, for sure.
Yeah.
But even prior to that, it felt like the first couple of months, January, February, were really very much about letting go, and deepening in, and a bit of uncomfortability, I think, for quite a few people, and uncomfortable symptoms ascension symptoms, and a feeling of in between. Very much a feeling of in between the old and the new seems to keep reoccurring within the collective. And I've lost you. Are you there?
No, I'm here. Can you hear me? Yeah, I'm here. I'm here.
Hello, Todd.
I'm here. I think it's you, but I'll go out and
Hello.
come back in.
I can still see myself and hear myself talking, but I can't see you, Todd.
Okay, let's see.
Hello. Can people hear or see me?
Can you hear me?
Hello, 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 hello.
Okay, it's on his end. Then it's on your end.
Hey, back. Yeah, I lost you for a little while.
Can you see me now? Can you see me now?
Yeah, back.
Yeah,
no, it's all good.
I think it's your stream over there. I actually was here the whole time, and
if you go again, I'll just keep talking.
Actually, I don't know. I'm sitting here looking at the replay, and you're on.
Because it just went black.
You know what? I'm going to tell you something. This has happened over 3 days.
Yes.
This is now the 10th show in a row that we've had these crazy tech problems, and I think it's the energy. I don't think,
I think it's the yeah, I think it is actually. I think there's other shit that I feel like the electromagnetics at the moment are off the charts. Yeah, I think that especially in the last week, it's been a very sort of ever since, and I think I was saying it before. Ever since the equinox, there's been quite an influx of well, post equinox was the solar activity that sort of ramped up. I think the energy around the equinox, but post equinox, which has sort of made a lot of sort of electromagnetic, sort of, nervous system activation, quite edginess, a little bit of anxiety in folks, also heightened frequency, which maybe is a little bit disrupting the, the broadcasts.
That's what I noticed. What I notice is that when we start, it's the truth frequency or the love frequency, and I notice each time it's happened, it's happened to 10 shows in a row. I mean, literally 10 shows in a row. It's crazy.
So you've got to wonder what what's going on out there as well. But I feel that I just want to actually bring some energy through first up. This is just some light language, and this is just to actually I think breathe some width into the intensity that we're feeling, so that it just creates a bit of peace. So light language, if people don't know, I'm sure most people do on this show, but it's just a series of channel sounds from different sources, depending on the channel. So I feel that this is really just Elohim energy, creational energy, to support sort of like a widening of the frequency band, so that it doesn't feel too intense for the listeners, or also for the electromagnetics. So this is sort of like the frequency of creational force energy, but it's with the overlay of the peace vibration. The peace vibration to sort of help our nervous systems, really help our nervous systems in this time of rapid energies that are deepening, but particularly the heart space. But I'll talk about that in a moment. Yeah. So maybe you'd like to focus on your heart space if you wish. And breathe into the heart space. A little bit of a sigh out. And just let the energy wash over you like a wave. And just rest into that vibration now. So, where were we?
Well, I think, you know what, you hit us coming in and coming. The last time we talked, it was right after the solstice, and that was a powerful period. That was a powerful period. January had a certain characteristic. February had like almost like a mystical thing happening. And then this March, which has just ended, has been, you know, to me, March was a lot like people talked about 2018, like when it was over, like, oh my God, I'm glad that's over. March was like a little 2018. It really was. People were, yeah, it was just like physically, emotionally. I mean, I just read a note from Judith Kuzel. Judith Kuzel from South Africa. She's, you know, how everyone knows her. And it was written 11 hours ago, and she said, you know, I was told go into the silence, and you know, and she talks about, you know, everything that's happening. Excellent post. But yeah,
I love Judith's work. Yes, and it's interesting you should say. I think it's almost like we connect and do a show after I've done a portal workshop, and integrated some of the energy, and then we sort of connect after that, and we work with the energy that's here. So it's interesting that we've just had the equinox and we're connecting once again. I do feel that there is a lot of happenings, both in multidimensional field and also on the earth. So I guess that's what Judith is saying about really being still, because it's sort of like we need to be still to let the energy body shift and do what it needs to do in this this period. I feel that personally that I've been guided to work with the masculine heart, and that's whether you're a male or a female, but that's what's been coming through from me lately, especially in this month that we're in this month of April. I know folks have been saying this is the year when the divine masculine step up, or the divine masculine move into their new earth position, if you will. It feels like at the moment, I think the masculine heart, the men, and also the masculine energy within us, if you're not a male, has been sort of activated by the solar consciousness to deepen. And I feel that there's going to, and I think it's going to be quite a processing month for the heart space with the energies that are here, and that we do need to, manage ourselves and notice that we could be reactive to things, and to sort of give space, because it feels like we're sort of healing, or should we say purging out, I feel, a very deep masculine wound around separation from well, it could be seen as the mother, our own mothers, could be seen as the mother Gaia, or it could be seen as from source. And I feel like it is this it is time for this energy to be returned to the hearts of the men, and supported by the holding space of the feminine. Yeah,
that resonates a lot. What I observed through doing the show, and in my own space, and it was interesting too, but not a coincidence. Morgan went back to South Australia for the birth of her first grandchild on the 3rd of March. So the entire retrograde, the entire period, we're not physically together, right? So we were doing a lot of alone time. But what I was receiving, what I was seeing, was that the masculine had fully landed, and that impact affected everybody. On one hand, it affected all men, all women, everybody, because it was a huge completion It was huge because it took so much to get there. It didn't take as long as the feminine, you know, because they paved the way. That energy paved the way. But the other thing that I got from it, and this is what I was going to lead in with you, is April, because what I got from it was now they both have landed fully, and now that brings a huge impact to the earth. And now we're moving into April, and we've got the resurrections coming, you know, Easter. And so that I remember the last 2 Easters, and I remember going through them with Morgan and her telling me with the intel, this is a powerful time, this resurrection energy is the Trinity energy, and so on and so on. So I think I look at April right now, and if I look in my gut, to me, I see a lot of alignment. I see a lot of, I don't want to say explosiveness, but there is some explosiveness in a good way. But the alignment's there. I think it's almost like the clock has ticked all the way around and time's up. Like you know, somebody mentioned a Luna Ash. She talks about a flash, a solar flash. But I don't know how that all goes. But it seems to me like something, now that both gender frequencies are landed and locked in together, that it only makes sense that this is what we've waited for, you know.
And I think that is probably what I feel, and so I feel around the solar flash, for example, that is more an ongoing process. An ongoing process of solar frequencies coming in an accelerated fashion over time, that are divinely orchestrated by the shall we say, the guardians of the planet, that are filtered into our systems as much as we can handle. So I think that, and I spoke to other people, I think the timeline of this solar flash has been, I guess, rewritten, because we have done the work. And I do feel that it's not going to be a flash as such, but an ongoing acceleration of solar codes that are going to help transform our DNA and our light body and our cellular consciousness. And as you talk about the resurrection of Christ, of course, and what he embodied, which was a template for the divine masculine, if you will. It sort of, again, is a potential for a rebirthing of the masculine and the feminine uniting. But I feel that because this anchor is happening, it now allows forcing out within areas of the collective that need to be rebalanced. And I think that this is where the chaos comes in. This is where the potential explosive energies will continue to rise for a little while, I feel, around this sort of like masculine purge, it feels, people that are still realigning. I think there's no doubt about that. I think the thing that, to me, that's potentially, well, the thing that's exciting to me in the chair I'm sitting in is this resurrection this year, this resurrection month, is the first time that both of them have been locked in, heels in, and latched on. And that tells me that there's a balanced third energy in that triad, the golden child energy, the collaboration energy, co-creation energy, the mutual love and support energy is going to explode. And that changes everything, because instead of just the two forces working, now you've got the two plus that creation, that creative golden child energy, which has now been birthed in a loving, comforting, nurturing, balanced atmosphere. You know,
So that's a powerful proposition.
Very powerful. An interesting timing of your the 3-3, you know, with the birth. So maybe there's a little meditation to do around that. Maybe there's a little meditation to come in and just help us anchor that sort of union within. I feel I'm still talking because, but I feel like you've frozen. So hopefully it will come back in a second. Yeah. Just waiting for a moment. I can't see Todd right now.
Don't stop. Don't stop. Can you hear me? Oh, man. He's frozen. Well, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see you now. I can see you now. I can see you now.
What's happening here? I mean, it's happened, what did I say, 10 times or 11 times? I don't remember. But in a lot of the times that it happened, it wasn't just the frequency. It was what we were talking about.
Okay.
It was what we were talking about. You know?
Interesting.
Well, and somebody put a note here as I was trying to get back on. Trinity is becoming a buzzword, hearing it often. This is what we're talking about. I mean, this is the second coming.
Well, it is a Trinity, and 2019, it is a 3-year, it is a Trinity year. So it is a buzzword in some ways because it is. I think it's the vibration that we're working with this year overall. So it is, and it is about truth, and it is about, I guess, a fundamental realignment. Yeah, fundamental realignment. So I mean, I could. Yeah, go on. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. I was just going to say, so maybe there's something to be channeled in a form of sort of like a galactic guided thing that we can do to support this, I guess, reunion within, you know, that is
whatever comes to you, whatever you want to do.
Yeah.
I'm
okay.
Open to you. Yeah, that's good.
Yeah. Okay. So let's just sit and see what comes. Yeah. So just and I'm going to close my eyes. So I'm hoping that I'll keep mine on just in case could you still see me when it went off then? Before?
Yes. You just keep going. We're going to be fine.
Okay.
We got it.
No.
We got it. You close your eyes.
Okay.
Reconnect.
Okay.
We'll be fine.
Okay.
We're good.
Okay. So just getting yourself into a comfortable position. And this is a transmission of a piece of work that I did with a colleague in Sydney yesterday. It's particularly around the masculine, the divine masculine, but it also includes the divine feminine at the dissolution of Lemuria. So we want to go into a different time and place in our minds. So gently closing your eyes, or if you feel more comfortable, you can leave them open and watch me. And we're going to go through an imaginary silver portal of energy in front of us so that we all end up in the same location. So jump through this energy now. And we find ourselves in another time and another place. We recognize that we are in the mountainous area in Tibet, in times past. In these times, towards the fall of Lemuria, the energy of the divine masculine was taken reportedly to Tibet, and the divine feminine to Peru, South America. But today we focus on Tibet. We find ourselves on the foothills just below the mountains. It is arid land. We see yaks in the distance. It's peaceful, spacious. We sit in a circle together. And as we sit, we are holding crystals of the ancient civilization of Lemuria. We have been here many moons before. Today, we are unearthing these crystals from the land. And we are going to place one in the center of our hearts. As we place the crystal in the center of the heart, it is a direct activation of the masculine divine heart energy, whether you're a male or a female. It is bringing into union and balance, bringing into union and balance the masculine and the feminine. When the masculine heart is aligned, the feminine is naturally doing the same. Take on now this energy of these sacred crystals we have unearthed from the times of Lemuria. Take them into your heart space. Let the energy merge with your own heart. Feel this energy deep within the heart space. It is the initiation for this month of April to take you deeper, 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 deeper into your own heart and the right channels of your body, the masculine energies, clearing, releasing. And if you are already union within, we are supporting those who are not. We are supporting those that are coming into balance, so that they too can be in a form of sacred union without separation within. Breathe that energy through your whole body. Head to toes. Feel this lightness. Feel the seeds of a new resurrection within. And so it is, and so it is, and so it is. We are now going to say goodbye to this place for just a little while. We can come back in our thoughts and our mind whenever we wish. But we return now to the here and now. We jump back through the silver portal. And we come back to the here and now in our physical body, feeling our feet, feeling our base on the chair or the ground, feeling our fingers, toes, and coming back to the now. And your hearts and your minds are clear.
Mm.
So it is.
So it is. Thank you.
It's my pleasure.
What's been the temperature of your clients, and for everyone who, I mean, for those of you who aren't familiar with Michael, he does energy work locally and online.
Yes.
But
yeah. That it's here. It's just coming into autumn, so it's maybe about 20 at the moment.
Yeah.
So it's still quite warm. Yeah.
But I mean, as far as like your clients, I mean, are they experiencing something that's across the board this past
clients
month?
Did you say?
Yeah, clients. Yeah.
I just clients. I feel that people are. I still feel people are, whether male or female, are still clearing a lot of dense energies. I feel, especially with the equinox, it's sort of rippled out a new depth for the heart, and I think that's brought up a lot of the wounds around our own wounds around past life, childhood stuff. Just as we deepen further into that heart space, and I feel that specifically around this theme of separation, this theme of separation, whether it's separation from source, from the feminine, from the masculine, whatever. I feel like it's this theme of just really coming into more wholeness within the heart and within the energy body. So I've had quite a few people going through more intensity lately, especially since the equinox. And then on the paradox side, some people are flying high, moving quite quickly into new creational flow, really getting on with stuff. So it's a real sort of paradox, depending, I feel, on your own soul alignment and how long you are along your journey. But there is a lot of energy, so it could be sort of electric energy. So it could be causing a purge in your density, or it could be more that you at this point in, particularly with individuals of astrology, there is less purging and more of a movement forward, which I think is also a theme for April, about moving forward, moving forward and still doing the clearing, but also doing, should we say, more action. Yeah,
that makes sense to me. March seemed to me like also a microcosm of what a lot of our journeys were like, which was like 2, 3, 4 year dark night of the soul. At the same time, your connection to the light's expanding at the same time. That's what March was like. March was like there was all this stuff going on.
Yeah, that's what I feel like. That's what I feel like is sort of going to happen on a continual basis, but softening up. It sort of feels like the waves are continuous now, that we don't really get a let up in between the next round, and that it's a continual process. But I think we're all getting more resilient at managing the symptoms and the emotional, emotional stuff that comes up around this stuff. But yeah, it definitely feels like the waves are getting more accelerated and we're moving through it much quicker. So it does feel like it leads to more potential, because we don't have to, doesn't sort of take us down psychologically as much,
Yeah.
Hopefully. You never know.
All right. I think another thing that looks like it could be happening, a lot of people have forecasted that there would come a time when these early waivers, or whatever you want to call it, would be put to work. Not work in the drudgery, but all the stuff that we've been downloading and receiving and remembering and then as we claimed our role and embraced our role, there would come a time when the mass population would need these people.
I feel that, I feel that's really feels very aligned with how what I've been getting, which is more of, without it being dramatic, more urgency for us to get on with it. You know, like from my energies that are supporting me, it's sort of like, you know, to get out of our own ways. You know, I mean, I know that a lot of us are sensitives. A lot of us have, you know, as much as we have done the work, we're still often quite shy people. And I think it's about actually, we've got to just get out of our own ways and keep going, because it's really time for this shift for the others to sort of now start popping a little bit, and we do need to hold the space and take our roles. And especially if there's some sort of more disclosures coming out, which I think will then, you know, rock people's foundation a bit more.
I think there's
Not
a lot
us.
of I don't know, the disclosure thing, and then the wave, and I don't know. To me, it's still that contrast of the external and the internal. Like we're still faced with, in every moment, giving our power over to something outside of ourselves. Be it you know, because I mean, look, if they drop if a disclosure bomb is dropped, I still have to put my faith in myself. You know, how do I know I'm not looking at some kind of you know, some kind of pre-designed narrative that's just going to keep the same old story going? I mean, how do I know? We're going to still have to rely on these connections that we have as individuals with our teams, right?
Sure, and this is why. But when I say disclosure, I mean more to do with if there is some kind of disclosure, which I don't think will happen unless there's enough momentum that it will be okay enough for the general disclosure. But I think it's more about the impact and holding space for people in the impact of such. You know what I mean? And I'm not saying even if it's a galactic disclosure, it could be some of the, you know, the political, the banks, or the pedophilia stuff. You know, it could be any of that stuff that's coming forth, because this is a year, I feel, of truth, a year of I feel the throat chakra. You know, a year of really speaking up as individuals, and that obviously will mean that falsehoods may arise, expression may arise that's not always, you know, easy to talk, easy and comfortable. But I think it is the unearthing of the all of the aspects of our of humanity, whether it be dark or light. You know, So I think, and I think that's a good thing. You know, in all reality.
But you hit it on the head, because what you said was that the real whatever it is that kicks it into gear, we're going to be needed, because there's going to be many people out there that are going to be in a state that
I think, I feel that, and I'm not sure if that will be one event or just, you know, I don't really like to prophetize. I feel like a lot of the so-called Armageddon timelines are just that. Armageddon timelines that have been diffused. So I just feel that that there's a sense that things are changing, and it could be just a gradual change that people keep clicking over and suddenly wake up and realize that it's not the way it should be, which is happening anyway. I think we're guided. I feel like the planet is guided very by many beings to not allow too much of a collective freak out, but I think just enough to crack some of the crack some egos, you know.
That's one thing that Judith Kuzel's post said. Now that you just reminded me, it
Yeah.
said that because things are ramping up so much, that through her intel, ninth and 12th dimensional, I forget what you called. They weren't just beings; they were like, you know, like powerhouse beings, have come down at this time to facilitate really exactly what you just said, to facilitate, to hold the energy stable, you know.
I mean, I don't know about you, but my energy lately has just been off the charts.
Mine too.
Sleep. Yeah, it's like way too much energy to know what to do with.
I can't. I'm sleeping anywhere from 2 to 4 hours. Sometimes I'll take a nap during the day for like maybe 30 minutes sometimes, but I literally get out and go on the land out here, and it'll be 2 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just like, how am I going to sleep? How am I going to sleep?
Yeah, totally the same. It's just, and I think that that in itself, I think, is enough destabilization for people that aren't doing the work, to sort of knock them into more heightened emotional states and start to get them to sort of question things. But I do feel that, that we've been really that they want this to be a successful mission. Yes, the energies that are supporting this planet are really wanting it to work out this time. And I think that in whatever ways they need to do that, they are doing that. I mean, I know there's been quite a lot of stuff around the 5G network stuff. And I just wanted to mention that from where I sit on that subject, just for what it's worth, is that I feel that the frequency of the sun and how it is shifting and we're shifting quite rapidly since the equinox and continuing to, is going to, I think, overlap any of the damage done by the 5G. I don't think it can, I don't think it's that powerful that they cannot transcend the damage. And I feel that that we have to be careful as a community that we do not spread our own version of fake news.
You know what? I absolutely agree with you, and we don't get too controversial on here, but because I'm not, the Ascension, don't take anything. It's a personal trip. Don't take anything personal. But I totally agree. My personal viewpoint on it is I am everything. Everything is me. So if I can integrate with a reptilian and I can integrate with the dark night of the soul, I can integrate with anything. I can transform anything. We're transformers. Now, I also understand, as people have pointed out to me, is not everybody's there. So there's a concern for the masses. So I really like what you're saying, and I really want to also underscore, because for instance, a film just came out by somebody who's pretty prominent in the community, and it was all about 5G. And to me, what it's doing is it could be an excellent film. I watched parts of it, but to me, it's fear-based programming. To me, it's fear-based programming. What that thing is doing for those masses, to me, would be scaring the hell out of them. And what are they going to do about it? It's not like you can say, okay, I'm not going to be around 5G, like you could say I'm not going to eat GMO food or drink fluoride water. But so I do think we need to be careful, because everything is moving so fast that what was true yesterday isn't true today. And so I think that's a very good point. We need to remain very focused on what this whole trip's about, which is the internal transformation and expansion, supernatural divine abilities that we are.
And I think it's spot on it, because I think these are just little distracting nuggets that actually could even be being used to take us off the game, really, which is to sort of embody our own divinity and sovereignty, and the union between the masculine and feminine. But I think, and I think we just have to be a little bit alert to how much we put ourselves in those situations to listen to that stuff, because it can get you into a really downward spiral for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And so
I think, you know, it's one thing to wake up to the harsh truths and realities, like that's usually the first step of waking up. But everything has changed. It's moving very fast, and we got to really be careful about what energy we're putting forward. And remember, you know, and just remember that really it's not our words, it's our energy. So the example of our energy is that pure love, free energy. You know,
and I was just going to say, I just wanted to mention the reptilian brain, because personally I had this dizzy experience getting up and lying down for about 2 months at the beginning of the year. It shifted now, but it was a little edgy at the time. But I feel like that's something that I've noticed in myself and other people, around this heightened reptilian fight-flight response. Because the energies are ramping up, there's more of a the body I feel like from the somatic point of view, the body goes into not understanding this new intensity, and therefore it then decides to make trouble about it, whether it's anxiety, whether it's fear, whether it's fight-flight response. And most of the time, it is just an old reptilian brain activation. And I think we have to remember to not overstimulate that response right now, because the energies are already overstimulating as they are, without putting ourselves in positions where we could be even more activated into fear.
That's a great point.
So I think at this point in time, I think it's really important to do the self-care, whether it's stillness, like Judith was saying, whether it's nature, whether it's acupuncture, whether it's body work, whether it's energy work, whatever suits your body. I feel like managing the body and the nervous system is really important. I did a workshop at the beginning of the year called New Year Transmission. It's available on my website. It's an hour's worth of MP3s, and it's how to work with your brain and your body. It's light language activations to support you working with your nervous system and your brain, specifically around the new frequency, so that you can integrate it in a more holistic way and not feel as emotionally charged or, I guess, knocked around by it. I think it's really important right now.
Yeah. And I want to go back to what you said about the reptilian brain and the old patterns and triggers. Recognizing those, so much of what makes sense to me in a what am I looking at are the people that talk about it from the human experience, like you, Vera Ingeborg. And what I mean by that is, that whether it be somebody's 5G post or movie, or it be someone you're interacting with in a relationship, that conflict energy. We know that energy, and if we can recognize it as nothing personal, but a program that we're all susceptible to, and the whole idea is not to carry it forward. I laugh because at the beginning of the month I did a show with Allison Engel, who does astro psychology. It's pretty incredible what she does. Cool. And she said, she was reading my chart for the month, and she said, well, it's a good thing that you and Morgan aren't hanging out together this month. and everyone needed alone time this month. There was a lot going on, and I think the value of being in stillness, and I think that Judith actually addressed this too in her post, was to not be projecting, to not keep the story going, because that's all illusion. And I love what you said, because it's just the last vestiges of the reptilian brain. That's all it is.
And it's almost as though we need to go through this piece to sort of bring it really in to our awareness, so that we can all, I mean, the word that comes to mind around it is we have to really go into it to deactivate it. Yeah. We have to really go into the narrative we hold within, the energy patterns that activate and trigger the primitive brain, so that, and feel it more so, I think, whether it's in reaction to something or whether it's just in our own, in reactions to things, so we can really get onto this when we do project or when we do react. And I think in general, I think it feels like there's more space in people between their projections and their reaction, or even if they do react, it's for a shorter period and it doesn't go as deep.
It's true. It's very true.
And so, so I felt that is the celebration of all the hard work we've been doing, I feel, as a collective, that we have lightened our wounds, core wounds, as a species. Yeah.
No, I think what you said is right on the money. And I think if and when there is some type of physical, non-physical, integrated impact to the earth, be it a flash or be it some disclosure or something, that those who have, and that's not to separate us, it's just everyone's in different roles, but those who have done the work will be able to see it for what it is and not get caught up in the story and the fear. And maybe that's what we're faced with here, where we're going to have to step into what we know we are, who we are, what we're part of, into our role and say, okay, this is why we came. We actually came not just to wake up. We actually came for this moment when the earth is going to need us, when the solar system, the universe is going to need us in our roles here in transforming this dense realm.
Yep, I feel that to be true, and it feels that it is important for us to keep going. It is that there is a deeply accelerated trajectory happening, and that we're primed and ready. I feel we're primed and ready for whatever does come forth. And I think the beings that are either here or in the other realm supporting this transformation, I think we're in my intel is that we're in a good position. We're in a good position to do what we need to do, whenever that may be.
Be patient and steady as the course.
I think that's steady as it goes, and because we're needed to stay stable as much as we can.
Do you? Joe Delaney says. Joe Delaney from Liverpool. Dr. Joe says, my wife threatened to kill me yesterday. Best life I've had for years. There's been a lot of intense stuff going on. So do you want to take us out with a blessing or anything? Anything you want to do? A message or a blessing or anything?
Sure. So this is just energy, actually, from Lyran energy. Lyran energy. And it is a blessing for our sight, and it's for the third eye center. And it's really a blessing of energy to support us seeing with clear perception. And that's whether it's the truth in our relationships, local or non-local, the truth in the way the world is, and I guess also really believing in our own truth, regardless of what else is out there, what else is coming up and what people say. Like clearing the energies of doubt and misconceptions from the third eye chakra, because we all came here for a purpose, and we all came here to do different roles. And sometimes they align, sometimes they don't, but we are here to stand in our own light. Stand in our own light and be who we be. Just listen to this energy. and focus on your third eye. Isi tutur bereka tutur terpakai nana kata-kata terkesi lekat tutur terpakai mereka terdekat tutur terkesi dedeki. Si dedeki terkonon tutur si pada kata nana kata tutur dekat pada nana ka. Si lekat tutur dekat tutur tutur dekat dedeki si lekat dedeki. Bareko tutur pada nana kika tutur teki ki. Thank you.
Thank you. It is done.
It is done.
Let's shoot for the end of next month. I have a feeling this is going to be a really cool month. And
I feel so.
I'm going to reach out to you too regarding the Easter weekend.
Oh, cool. Okay, that would be great.
I got something special we're working on for that weekend, and I'm going to reach out to you. I got you on the list, so I'll be.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, man. Okay. Best to you and your partner, brother. Thank you. I knew we'd get through it.
Yeah, we made it again.